Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
And me, Skylar.
I hope everybody is doing really, really well this week. As usual, without further ado, let's get on with this week's episode. So this story is from the BBC News. It was dated the 14th of November. This was the episode we wanted to bring you last week, but the episode we did took precedence. Anyway, a man who laced sweets with tranquilizers and gave them to children at a summer camp in Leicestershire has admitted sexual offences against two boys under 13. Jon Reuben was arrested after 8 children and 1 adult fell ill at Stathern Lodge in July. The 76-year-old from Ruddington in Nottinghamshire pleaded guilty to a total of 17 charges when he appeared at Leicester Crown Court on Friday. However, he denied one of the sexual offences he was charged with, which was against a boy under 13. Prosecutors have been given 2 weeks to consider if they will proceed with this charge, meaning Reuben could still stand trial. He was reprimanded in custody ahead of a further hearing on the 28th of November. Mary Pryor KC prosecuted outlined Reuben's offending to the court. She said his victims were underprivileged children who were staying at a summer camp that he ran. The defendant, for at least 27 years, has run a holiday camp, she said. There is a long history of children feeling sick at the camp over many years. Reuben played a sweet game with the children, Mrs. Pryor KC said, in which he would go into the boys' rooms when they were getting ready for bed and ask them to eat sweets as quickly as they can. She told the court Reuben had played this game with boys for many years and children had previously fallen ill the following morning. She said Reuben had been able to explain this away as the children being overwrought by enjoyment until his stepson had concerns in July 2025. This year, his stepson had concerns about what was going on for good reason. They decided to have a look in the defendant's belongings. Items, including baby oil, Vaseline, and syringes were found, and his stepson notified the police about his concerns. She said Reuben went on to play the sweet game with 6 boys that night, Saturday the 26th of July, and they were all ill the following morning. The police had not gone out by that stage, she added. The police watchdog, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, previously told the BBC it was investigating Leicestershire Police's handling of the incident. Mrs. Pryor Casey said the children were having difficulty walking due to being ill, so Reuben's stepson called the police again. She said Reuben then played the sweet game in a room of 5 children. She said the police did then attend and Reuben was arrested at a nearby pub where he was having a meal with some of the children. She said 8 of the children were taken to hospital, with 5 of them being very ill. Devices belonging to Reuben were later analysed and were found to contain more than 50 Category A indecent videos of children, which are the most serious kind. Category B and C videos were also found. The 17 charges admitted by Reuben were 1 count of sexual assault of a child under 13, 1 count of assault of a child under 13 by penetration, 8 counts of cruelty to a person under 16 years in relation to 8 separate victims, 1 count of acquiring or possession of dutiable goods, namely temazepam, by fraudulent intent, 3 counts of possession of Class C drug named, okay, you have to bear with me, flubromazolam, diazepam, and temazepam. 3 counts of making indecent photographs of children. This has been horrific, complex, and emotional investigation involving multiple young, innocent, vulnerable victims and a man who committed the vilest crimes. Our focus today must, of course, remain on the young victims, and with the support of partners and dedicated family liaison officers, we have and continue to support their welfare and to ensure their safeguarding going forward. And that's as much as there is on the story. What are your thoughts, Skylar?
Well, first and foremost, I just think, why did it take so long for any concerns to be raised? Considering multiple times it stated he played this so-called sweet game for years with the children specifically the boys at night time. I'm sorry, but in what universe? Maybe I'm just a bit too like, I don't know, but in what universe is giving sweeties to kids right before they go to bed like a good thing? You know what I mean? The way it's sounding is like this was a regular thing, like an every night sort of I don't know, like
The man has run a summer camp for 27 years. These children, all grace to them, are not the first children.
but
This
this is
man
what
has
I'm
been doing this
saying.
for absolutely years. Like, you have to think some of these children are now grown adults that he's done that to.
Like, and it's like, it's not, the worst thing about it is it's not like out of the ordinary to hear, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many stories that are based along these same lines, and that's why it's even more ridiculous to me and why it can go on for so long.
You see, for me, it's a thing whereby um, when it concerns somebody that is looking, has the best interest of children, the man runs a summer camp. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of parents, I feel, put a lot of trust into these people, teachers, so on and so forth, that run these kind of things. And when you and your siblings were going on school trips, I'll be honest, that's one of the first things that would be in my
and
mind.
That was only for a few days,
right?
You know what I mean?
What if one of the people there are that way inclined? Like, I will never know. And this is the thing, you know, this man had probably had, I think they're called a DBS check, where they actually, you know what I mean, do a criminal check and see if they've committed any offences or if they're on any registers, so on and so forth. But if you haven't been caught,
exactly. But this is my thing. Or even if, regardless of being caught, if you haven't done anything yet, like, everyone, like, there's a first time for everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's, I just don't understand. Like, I understand that, okay, there's only so much you could do where it concerns DBS checking and things like that, but it's not foolproof. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, I found it interesting that it was the stepson. That right. So think about it for a minute. He did that to the stepson, and you know what the dreadful thing is that when it was happening to the stepson, this is just me surmising. Like, this is just how I'm viewing it. He would have given him sweets just the same way, and that, you know, like, he's drugged up, so there would, whilst it would be happening, he would have been drifting in and out of consciousness. And so when he actually wakes the next day, and he's all disorientated and everything, he would have been questioning himself, like, did that even happen, or was it a dream? Or, and then the stepdad's going on completely normal. Do you know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? But children, when things like that are happening to them, it's like their sixth sense is heightened. Do you know what I mean? So the stepson saw now what was happening, and it triggered something in him, and he remembered. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why it was him that alerted the police.
Yeah, because it's like not one parent, you know what I mean? Not any, like, nobody came back, and you know what I mean? I just don't understand how it went on for so long and nobody made the linkage, and we went with, oh, they were just so excited about having sweets, that's why they feel so sick.
No, they were excited, obviously, because they're at the summer camp, aren't they? So that's what he's saying is the reason as to why. And then it's the fact that he's telling them to eat them quickly. Do you know what I mean? Filled with all of them drugs, which, from what I'm gathering, those are medication that will make you drowsy, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And then the objects that were found in his bag. Asleen.
Yeah, I blocked that bit out. I blocked that bit.
And I'm not being funny. The fact that it's been questioned how the police handle it. Now, let's be for real. He's giving them sweets to multiple boys at night. He's not fiddling with all of them boys at night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So how do we know that the police aren't shady and not involved in it? Because we've heard about this so many times. There's been people that have been in children's homes and have spoken about when they have been taken out of their beds in the middle of the night and been taken to places, and they would speak of officials, police officers, and so on and so forth, that they blatantly saw
And
when they were
that
getting.
would make sense on why it managed to go on for as long as it
right,
did,
sir.
and no alarms were raised. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I feel like anybody that's anyone who, you know, has a brain,
right,
can see, no matter how you want to say it, okay, there is an old man giving young boys sweeties at night time and they're falling ill. Like, there's nothing more to it. Like, you can't tell me there's any good intention behind that. You know what I mean? Yeah, if
27 years.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't understand if for 27 years he'd been having this ritual where he was giving kids sweets and then randomly one just fell ill out of the 27 years. I could understand people being like, then. But that's not the case.
But it's the little boy that he penetrated, yeah? And
No.
it's when they put these things in air quotes, like, no, right. What did he say happened there?
This is my thing. Like, it's disgusting. It's so flipping disgusting. And it's always these people who have this sort of, they're supposed to have this caregiver thing to children, you know what I mean? Whether it's working in a summer camp or a teacher, or for fuck's sake, I've even seen like people who work within like child protective services, safeguarding. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not being funny, but
you hear it a lot that
you can't trust, like,
that, you know, the police and the care homes. Once again, I'm not saying it's everybody, right? But do your research. You will hear the majority of the time that police and the care home, the people that work within the care homes, they are implicit in the trafficking of these young children. And you could imagine it, like, every year, like this is a booming business for this guy. Do you know what I mean?
No, for real though. Like, it's insane.
I'm sorry if you just picked up my stomach growling. I just heard my stomach growling and I was thinking, did that get picked up on the mic? It probably didn't, and I'm just but, you know what I mean? But yeah, so obviously I hope he gets the maximum jail sentence that he can receive, and if he gets, you know, touched up a little in prison, then
I don't know, because he might enjoy that.
I don't think he would. Not the way how they would do it. I don't think he would at all. And I'm sorry, like, you know, people might think that I'm a bit harsh for saying that, but I'm like, no, if you're going to inflict
innocent children,
that's what I'm saying, then you deserve everything that is due to you, every bit of karma that is due to you in this life and the next. Do you know what I'm saying? So it really should start in prison, the way how I see it. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be in there for an easy ride at all, because 27 years. And I'd be interested to see how many people come forward. Well, it's not even people, it's men. How many men come forward now? Do you know what I mean? Because if they do, he will never see the light of day. Never see the light of day. And the fact that he'd managed to get away with it for so long, he really believed that he was never going to get caught. And then who outed him? His stepson, who will probably actually testify against him in court and probably bring up his own story. Because I really do believe that if this man is capable of doing something like this for X amount of years, there ain't no way he's not going to do that to his stepson who's there with you 24/7. And this is the thing. A lot of people think the monsters are on the other side of the door, when half of the time they're on the same side of the door. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I send an abundance of love and light to all of those involved in that situation, and I hope they get the help that they need. Do you know what I mean? And the trauma of it is not too ongoing, if that makes sense, because that's terrible.
No, for real.
But I think we'll leave it here this week. Yes. Unless there's anything else you want to say. No? Okay. As always, we are sending an abundance of love and light. It's goodbye from me, Michelle, and goodbye from Skylar.
Bye.
Bye.